Hey guys, this is Rachel Youngson here with useplr.com and wholefoodplr.com. This is our weekly PLR Power Hour. This is where we ask questions, get resources. Some folks like to come just to take an hour out of their week to work on their PLR, and that's totally great too. Today I am not going to be on camera today because I'm just not. So it's not a camera day for me. But I did want to talk today about all the craziness that's happening in the world and how this is, how to minimize the impact that it has on our business. I want to go into this not saying, hey, everybody, I'm the guru here. I don't want you to feel that way, especially if you're listening to the recording and you're newer to our group. That's not what this group is about. It's about, though, we all have knowledge and we all have experience, and it's great for us to come together and brainstorm as a group and figure things out as a group and help each other out wherever we can. So with that being said, everything that has been going on in the past few weeks, I hadn't really thought much about it, but then I released our paleo pregnancy last week, and it sold one copy. And I'm going to be honest with that because I usually sell like a few $100s worth when I just launched something over on that side. That was before our bundle. So I was, and that new influx of customers that I've gotten. So I was expecting more. And I know that had the craziness not been going on, I probably would have gotten more, but I only made one sale. And so I was a little bit worried, but then I started hearing these rumblings from other people who create products saying that their sales are down too, and they're kind of experiencing a sales slump. And even though I know that a lot of people in our group are not PLR sellers, they're PLR buyers, this trickle down is likely to affect you too. You know, I was trying to explain it to my husband last night, and I said, well, for instance, I have some clients who are coaches, right? If I'm a coach and my coaching client isn't going to use my services right now because they have to scale back because their business is forcing them to scale back, then that's going to trickle. I now, as the coach, am losing a client. So am I really going to have the money to spend on PLR if that's happening? There's this whole like water effect. And I realized whether I'm on camera or not, I'm very vocal with my hands. So I'm like shoving my hands in front of my face. But yeah, exactly, Jen. But anyway, so there's this whole trickle down effect with everything. So I wanted to talk to everyone today about how we can maybe minimize that however we can. Jen says, my plans were completely derailed because of the crazy and the house repairs, so I still want and need to promote it. Oh yeah, no problem, Jen. Our coupon is about to expire, but let me know when you're ready. We'll get it situated. Yeah, so I'm not the only one who's experiencing this, and if you haven't experienced it yet, I pray that you don't, but you just might. So you're more than likely going to some degree. So this is kind of what I've been doing and what I've been hearing from others that they're doing as well. And I kind of wanted to go over it with you guys and just see if you had any different ideas, what you're doing, and hopefully we can help each other figure it out, navigate these kind of choppy waters. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm going through all of my freebies and I'm making sure that they're linked to a low-cost upsell. Now that's, for instance, I have on Whole Food PLR, I don't even know what product it is right now, but one of our free gifts links to the Whole Food for Weight Loss product, which is normally $27, and through that OTO they can get it for only $7. So I'm going through and I'm making sure that all of our free products have something like that, because then you can promote the free thing and people tend to love free stuff. But that's also a great way to get those low cost. It's not very much money. You're getting it for a big deal. You're getting it for $20 off. And if there's anybody willing to open their purses during this time and become an actual paid customer as opposed to a freebie seeker, you're able to kind of start that process. So that's the first thing that I'm doing right now. And it's very fun, and it's taking a bit of time, but we're working through it. The other thing that we're doing is I'm working on my affiliates right now. Yeah, Jen knows what I'm talking about. So, and when I say that, I'm saying I may not be able to motivate. Let's say I have a product and Greg and Jen both see the product. I may not be able to motivate Greg to buy the product, but Jen, they might have a different relationship because everybody knows Jen's great, as she is humbly accepting right now. But they might have a different relationship. She may be able to prompt him to buy. She may have a bonus put together, she might be someone that he trusts maybe more. Maybe they have a long-term relationship. Maybe he's in her club, her PLR club, and because of that, there could be any number of reasons why he would trust her over me, or why he would maybe give her. You two are awful. give her that sale. So I'm really working on strengthening our affiliates right now too. And what you'll notice in the coming weeks is I'm making, with the help of Val, a nice affiliate center, and we're going to start promoting things in a bit of a different way, making a little more lead time when we're making products. Yeah, I know, right? So we'll have the product ready to launch, but we'll give like a week or so before we actually launch it. Hey, Brenda, good to see you today. In order for those affiliates to kind of get everything together. And so that's another thing that I encourage you to do if you have an affiliate program. If you don't currently have an affiliate program, I encourage you to maybe think about that. Like, maybe now is the time when you may want to think about that, especially if you have a list of people that you actively promote where you're getting commissions. If Jen is promoting me and I am paying her commissions, then you best believe when she gets an affiliate program, I'm going to scratch her back too. Usually it's the way that it works. Quid pro quo kind of thing. You are so full of sass today. I have to tell you. Oh my Lord. I cannot even with you today. I may kick you out of the room. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so if you have an affiliate program, I really encourage you to take a look at your products, take a look at your free offers, take a look at what's linking to those low cost offers from the free offers, and maybe send that out to your affiliates. They can, that gives them something to promote right now while nobody wants to buy anything. It gives them something to talk to their readers about, a free gift, and readers love free stuff. Maybe send that out to them. But really start, I am really starting to think about the things in this kind of way. And in a few minutes, we're going to talk about how you guys are thinking about things too, so we can kind of all get each other's feedback. The third thing that I've been doing, and this is the hard one, is I'm pulling everything and I'm looking at where we can scale back, which is going to be hard. What tools do I need to scale back at? What services, where do I need to cut things just for right now? Hey, Kim, good to see you today, my friend. It isn't a forever situation, obviously, but it is part of that, making sure that until things stabilize, I have all my bases covered. Charlene says lean operations is a good thing. Yes, exactly. Someone actually said to me yesterday that they were very happy they don't have a top heavy business, because something like this happens and they know exactly what they need to do. It's super easy for them because they don't have all these different tools and all these different, people that they outsource to, all these different things that their memberships and all that stuff. They just know what they need to do. So that's always on the table, and I encourage you to do that too. In some instances, I have to say, this is one of those times when I really appreciate the tools that I'm able to buy for the year as opposed to month, because there are some tools that I bought on Black Friday special last year that I don't have to worry about getting rid of because I've already paid for them for a year, and it's not affecting my budget right now at all. So just a heads up, not a sermon, just a thought. The other thing I was thinking is, with everything going on right now, I'm going to go through and see how we can adjust our language a little bit to maybe cater to those who are affected right now. In other words, over on Whole Food PLR, our next release is going to be paleo weddings. It's already in the works. It's too late for me to change. But the release after that, and until things start calming down, I want to be focused more on things that can kind of affect people right now. Paleo for immunity. Getting started with, I don't know, getting started with paleo on the cheap. Anything that affects what we're going through right now, to some degree, because that way we have people who are going to be able to relate to it a little bit more, and maybe that will be able to give my audience of PLR buyers something that they can then use to reach their audience, if that makes sense. And of course, lastly, I'm not supposed to say this because I'm a PLR seller, so this is between us, but be very careful of what you buy now, or maybe don't buy for right now. I know I'm not supposed to say it, and I shouldn't have recorded it, since now that I did say it, I shouldn't have put that on tape. But in all honesty, we always talk about having a plan for our PLR and having like a path forward when we buy things, and looking at, instead of looking at the specials and the bonuses as, oh my gosh, I have to get this because it's, it's the lowest price it's ever going to be. And now more than ever, I think it's really important for us to kind of take a step back and maybe try to work on reformatting what we already have, or maybe trying to work on reformatting that to reach the audience as it is right now. Kind of that shift that's gone on with people. For instance, Brenda, you do the job interviews. Brenda Smith, if you guys are looking for any help with job interviews or securing a job, let me know. I'll hook you up with Brenda. But anyway, so maybe the language could adapt to the way that people are conducting things now. So right now, for instance, a lot of major restaurants, they're not letting you in their doors, but they are going to carry their food out to you. And the testing centers, like down here at least, they don't want you out of your car, so they're just going to come up to your car. And I think once you see the way that things are shifting like that, maybe that would give you a way to possibly adjust the scope of your service for those who still do need a job, who are still prepping to find some kind of work. And another thing is maybe learning how to bring them into some kind of a digital space. But I mean, there's all sorts of ways, though, to, I think, tailor the way that we're talking to people. And I think that it's a good time for us to really take stock of what we're doing, how we're doing it, and how we're speaking to people. Because right now, people really people really trust you if they know that you know where they're coming from. And right now, everything is shifting for so many people. So I think that it's a really good time for us to kind of roll with that shift. And that's just me. So that's my little speech. So I'm going to open this up, and I want everyone to feel free to tell me that they agree, they disagree, what they're doing differently. Let's have it. Does anyone want to talk today? I have no talkers today. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, Charlene says that she'll talk for a minute. Hey, Miss Charlene, how are you today? I'm unmuting you now, sweetheart. Hi, how are you?
I am doing okay. My voice might give out, though, so you've got me for however long it lasts. Might be a minute.
Hey, you sound like me last week. Yeah. I get that.
I agree with all that you said, and I'm going to add, I'm going to throw out some ideas. Look over what you have in your hard drive and be honest with yourself. The chances are really, really good that you currently have all that you need to succeed. The minute you can shake your head yes to that, then focus on one thing only. That's all you're going to do for this next 2 weeks. You will finish it. You will put a buy button up. You will sell it. You will give it away. You will do whatever the end goal is for that one thing that you do. Then you're going to come out ahead because you've done that. The other thing I'm going to throw out is you can also start getting creative with how you sell what you have to offer. So I threw this out on my Facebook profile, and I've already had a couple of private messages from people wanting some private consultations on actually how to do this because they've never done it. They have a Facebook page, they have a brick and mortar, and they've never sold from their Facebook page. They don't know what they're doing, which is fine. But I want to throw it out to you to see what can you do with this idea and apply it to yourself and your business or communicating with your audience. I want you to think about how shopping online became almost normal when we've got adjusted to shopping from television. QVC and HSN were the pioneers for shopping from television. What did they do? One product, one price, a little bit of entertainment about showing off that product, and a quick, easy way to buy that product. We can do the same thing. We have Facebook Live that is free available to us. We have the ability to accept payments through Facebook Messenger. As far as I know, it's free to use Messenger, and the only percentages, the only costs are your merchant services costs associated with it, as far as I know. It's attached to the payment option that you currently have in your business account. So if you can accept payments or do advertising, right? Let's put it that way. If you can do advertising and you have an ad account, you have a payment option there. So you can accept payments through your own debit card or to, which of course is attached to your bank account, or through PayPal. Now think about that for a second. What if you wanted to just have a little fun and get a couple of us together, because you can do this now on Facebook, and just have some fun auctioning off some stuff? Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not the person to put out there because I'm not a personality and I'm not an entertainer. But there are some of us in here that are, Jen, that have a great sense of humor that can get people to grin and laugh, right? That can banter really, really well. And if you know somebody in your crowd, in your group, somebody like that that you can team up with, play around with that idea, because I can almost guarantee you will make a sale, if not two or three. And even if you only make one sale, as Rachel said earlier, she made that one sale, right, from that launch. That's not the end of it. You have just put your face out there and started entertaining people, added to your network. You now have people who know your name. They've met you now on live. They've gotten an opportunity to see you in action. And now you have opportunities to get them on your list, and you can engage them elsewhere. That's all I got because my voice is about to go out.
No worries, Miss Charlene. Thank you very much. That was a lot of really good information. I appreciate that. For those of you who are listening to the replay, Charlene is one of our go-tos. She's very, very smart with the marketing stuff, and she also does writing. So if you need a writer, let me know. I'll hook you guys up. But yes, like Charlene said, that's a great idea. Like getting creative with the way you're doing things. For instance, I've never done live, and I don't do Instagram stories either. Maybe if I did both of those things, it would maybe reach a different audience. Or maybe it would reach the same audience that I have in a different way. I mean, I know that I have on my friends list probably 100 plus of my clients are on my friends list. So I would be willing to bet that my clients have maybe 100 plus PLR sellers on their friends list. You see what I'm saying? So maybe try to reach out to them in a different and unique way. Mr. Greg, you ready to chat with me today? I'll unmute you, my friend. Oh,
Hello.
dear. Hi, how are you?
Okay.
It's good to actually see you today. I love it. I love the background, too.
Oh, thanks. It's just a picture. It's not, I did
I
one of
like
those
it.
photo backdrop things.
I like it. I feel like you're floating through space or something.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's kind of different.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of this is in preparation. So one of the changes that I've made is I really stewed all weekend because the area that I'm in Southern Ontario in Canada. So I'm near the Detroit Michigan border. And in Canada, they've started to crack down a lot on social distancing and closing. Today, they started to close community centers and restaurants and things like that, just like they did in the United States yesterday.
Hmm.
So we're just, we're quiet up north here, but we're just following suit basically. Anyway, um, so over the weekend, I started thinking seriously because I run my practice from my home and started being concerned with people coming into my home. How am I going to really keep this disinfected properly? I mean, I have to use infection control and proper procedures anyways because I'm an acupuncturist. So, but how am I really going to control somebody coughing or sneezing or I mean, how am I going to really keep this under control?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I made the agonizing decision to actually shut the practice for now. Just, I mean, there's no two ways around it. I can't have people coming in. So yeah, so I decided to just cut everyone off for now. So then I started thinking, well, how am I going to, what can I do? So suddenly I went and I got myself a Zoom account.
Good
La.
job.
So decided that one way I can sort of help the community is to suddenly start figuring out how to do webinars, which I've always said I was going to do anyways. So I decided that I'm going to start doing uh, stress reduction and for anxiety. I'm also going to do an immune boosting type of a webinar where it'll all just be like guided meditation. And so that's why I got the Zoom account so that I can have folks sign in and then I can sort of give back to the community in a time when this is a cruddy time, but also help people with any anxiety or PTSD and just to calm themselves and relax a little bit.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And the great thing about Zoom is it's so low cost too. It's like not um it's not terribly expensive. I pay like less than $20 a month for it. And I think that you might get the first month free, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm really glad that you're in Zoom. If you have any problems figuring that out or navigating that, feel free to let me know and we can definitely do a walkthrough, you and I, one day
Okay.
before you actually start doing your webinars, if you need to.
Okay.
Um,
I've put it out there. One is starting tonight.
oh, okay. Well, good then.
But we'll see. This is called like flying by the seat of your pants, right?
Yeah.
So, but I also, I mean, I haven't put out a lot of advertising yet for it. I'm doing another one Thursday night.
Okay.
I don't want to do them too close together, but spread them out a little bit, but not too far apart either. So yeah, so we'll sort of see. I don't, if nobody signs up for tonight's, I can understand that. Maybe I'll start getting more traction for the Thursday night one.
Well, if you want, if you have a sales page or something, feel free to drop the link in the chat and we'll put it in the notes for today. And we'll
Oh,
put it
okay.
in the, if you want to, no pressure. But yeah, we can definitely do that if you choose to. I am curious, and you don't have to answer. You can say that's not your business, but but if you're
Okay.
not taking those clients at home,
Mm-hmm.
have you considered how you're going to continue to monetize, or do you have the digital products that you can rely on to continue that cash flow situation? Or because I'm thinking like if with all this craziness going on, you have so much knowledge about this stuff. Even though my purse strings are very tight right now, I may be willing to pay $7 if after I have a free webinar from you, if I get more information on, say, immunity or meditation or something else. Or I might even be willing to jump into a $7 a month thing.
Hmm.
I don't know really how. And I mean, everyone else feel free to throw your ideas in here too. But I'm just, I definitely, it's just a thought. Just a thought.
No, I appreciate that. The income has come to a grinding halt,
Yeah.
screeching halt, I should say, even. Yeah, I mean, I do have some digital products that I have, they're PLR products that I have worked over. Some of them are the lead magnets. Sorry, I was going to say lost leaders, but I know that's not the proper term anymore. They're a lead magnet. I know that. Uh, yeesh. So yeah, so I have some of those, and I've got some of the end products ready. I just haven't sold any yet. I haven't got the sales pages up. I don't have anything ready for that. Um, and some of them I want to actually. Also, I've been wanting to do them into an audiobook, so I can work on that. Do I have anything to start putting up right now? Not really. Um, the thought is that if I can gain a little bit of a following with the webinars, even though I'm doing them for free, and that's not an issue. It's just that maybe if I gain a little bit of a following, maybe that'll give me some traction or help me build an email list so that I can maybe generate some folks doing even one-on-one sessions for hypnosis for various things online, and it doesn't matter where in the world this person would be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I got the Zoom, because I figured that way I can just utilize it in that way as well if I needed to.
Zoom is a very, very smart business decision. It's just having that ability to say, hey, let's chat about it. Let's hop on Zoom. Let's, having the ability to reach people that way. It's a very smart business decision, Zoom. I would definitely, maybe even some low cost things, like maybe you do a webinar and then they pay $7 for a journal to help them journal through their anxiety, or a planner. I don't really know how all of it would work, but I would be more than willing to brainstorm, and I'm sure others in the group would be too, if you wanted to spend some time on that as you kind of figure things out here.
That'd be helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we have a guest coming next week, but after she's done speaking, if you want, during that free time, if you want to plan on us brainstorming your stuff, we can definitely do that. Or if you want to brainstorm now for a bit, but I mean, next week will also give people a little chance to kind of digest everything. And hopefully we'll get some ideas from the group too. That, there's folks who aren't able to be in here live.
I would appreciate that. It's just like I say, I'm not sure what I'm going to do just yet. And I thought, well, this is one way I can give back to the community anyways. Maybe it'll lead to something else in the end. So that's why
No, I love it. Giving back is always the best. I always love giving back. So if you want to drop your link when you get a chance, or you can even send it to me after this, for either tonight's webinar or Thursday's webinar, or if you have a sales page or whatever, and we can make sure that we start pushing that stuff. Actually, Thursday would probably be better, because that'll give us a chance to reach out to our readers too. But yeah. And
thank you.
Yeah, of course. It's so hard for the folks who do like physical and digital, and you're not the only one. We have, Brenda, I'm sure you're feeling it too. It's very hard for you guys when things just grind to a halt like this. So anything we can do to support you, let us know, and we will be there. So,
thank you so much.
Of course, Mr. Greg. I am going to go ahead and mute you, my friend. And if anyone else has any ideas for Greg, please feel free to throw them in the chat, and we will talk about it a little further next week, and we will talk about maybe how those webinars went and maybe what we can do now to either get more folks to the webinars that come after this week, or to make the best use of who came to the webinars this week now that they're kind of hot, so to speak. Let's see. Brenda says, thank you, Charlene, for your input. They were good suggestions. Charlene says, I'm sorry to hear this, Greg, but that's great. The Zoom. Brenda says, that's great, Greg. You will do well. much needed service. It really is. So much anxiety right now for people and so much upheaval of our everyday lives. And I mean, and I'll be frank, I mean, I never want to make this, I never want to tell people that I'm like, I never want to shade people, so to speak. Like, I don't want people to, I want to be transparent. And I'm going to tell you, because I do everything online, this is really just a day at work for me. But I know it's not the same for everybody. And honestly, if anything happened, especially now that people are pulling their purse strings a little tighter with everything, I don't know what I'd do without the second income of my husband right now. I mean, how many of us prepare for something like this? Something stupid crazy like this? I mean, Arlene says, my fabric gig was an experiment, fly by the seat of my pants, and is currently on track to be a primary revenue stream. Charlene, way to go. Oh my gosh. Actually, I could support my household now, just don't want it as a primary revenue stream. Not good to rely solely on one stream of revenue. Amen. Amen, Miss Charlene. Jen says, I'd be happy to share your information too, Greg. One-to-one hypnosis sounds really cool. Brenda says, luckily, many of my clients are online. I do see clients face-to-face, but that option is suspended for now. Yeah, that's got to be just really, really hard. Great, so we have Greg's information. Boosting meditation is going to take place Thursday night at 7, and you can grab the information in the chat, and I will also have it in the resources of this call, and I will throw it into our group as well. Sure, of course, my friend, of course. Anything we can do, you too, Brenda, like anything we can do to support, especially those who are really feeling the effects of, you have this physical business and now you kind of don't, I will say to one degree though, I think we're very fortunate that, like, if you have a physical business, that you've been preparing your digital business, the digital side of your business, because otherwise where would you be right now, and so I mean, in that sense, it's great. And I'm wondering, like, if we could do something super quick and super simple, especially for you, Greg, like the low content stuff, which I don't know jack about, but we have our content queen over here, Ms. Brockman. But if we could do something, I think the motto should be, what can we get out quickly? What can be valuable to the audience? What can we do low cost and not have to spend like 100 hours on it? It's that's just me, but that's my logic moving forward and how I'm going to be making business decisions for right now. Does anybody else have anything they want to chit chat about today? All right, while you guys are doing that, I will tell you that next week we have Ellen Finkelstein from Change the World Marketing is coming, and she's going to be talking to us about social graphics. So it's a good one for anyone who is learning about images or graphics or how to put it all together, all that kind of good stuff. And she actually does coaching as well. She's really great, really sweet and stuff. So she's going to be talking to us next week. And then after we're done talking to her, we will definitely circle back and we will kind of do an evaluation, Greg, of like maybe how things went this week. And we can actually do that with everybody if you guys want, for the time being. We can, whoever feels comfortable doing it, we can do a check-in of, hey, this is what we're doing. This is where my sales are. This is, we don't have to talk like dollar amounts, but I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, one sale, I mean, there's a lot of love that goes into those PLR packs. So it makes me want to, I really felt it. I'm just going to tell you, I really felt it. Let's see.
I have some.
Yeah, let's hear you, Chatty.
So back before we did the bundle, the door bundle specifically,
right.
I think I had said something about, I was in like 3 of them total, kind of back to back to back over a series of months. And this just occurred to me. I've been tracking my list numbers. So the amount of people who joined since I started the first one and through the second one and through the third one. And I thought I would give you guys kind of a report if I can find all of my numbers. So give me just a second. So
Sure.
currently, well, okay, as of well, actually, I know as of yesterday, I'm at 1,506. But back on the 8th, I was at 1,512. And I've noticed over the last few weeks, and I think this is because a lot of the timing for being able to pick up your products and get your stuff and get off of people's lists is like winding up at the end of this month. So I've seen that number go up and down and up and down and up and down over the last couple of weeks. But steadily, when I started, I know I have this written down. So let me see if I can find it. I was significantly below that. So okay, January the 5th, I was at 1,230. However, so if you really think about that, maybe that's not like a huge amount of growth, but that's what, 300-ish, give or take, 300 people added to the list who have stayed on the list, and there are still people coming in from that.
Yeah, and not to mention they're buyers, which is really great. They're people who've already spent money for something.
Right. Yeah, this is not just them coming in for a free product, although once they're in, it's a free product. But these are people who paid 27 or 67 or whatever, the top amount was between those three things. Every one of the ones that I was in had an upgrade option. And I, in particular, really pushed those upgrade options. So, so I think it's viable. I just wanted to put that out there for people who are still new to them and who are still considering joining.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to go. And, that's another thing I didn't even think of. But if you guys hear anything about bundles, especially in your niches, maybe, even though a lot of us are kind of like, no more bundles, please. I mean, I feel like now is a great time for us to try to rely on the selling power of each other while we can, just to kind of help each other out. So that's great though, Jen. And I love, like, with my list too, I've noticed that it, like, you'll get this influx and then people will start tapering off and then you'll get another influx, but then you're left with the people who want to be there, and that's really good.
Right. Yeah. And I don't want people to stay who don't want to be here because I don't want to pay for them.
Exactly. They just mess up my numbers and they're not reading my stuff anyway. But then I get the opposite too. Like, if I don't email, sometimes I'll get people who I don't even know be like, hey, where are you? Like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, let's see where we are. So Greg said he's working on a book to sell on Amazon. He just doesn't know how to become a seller and what's involved. I don't know that either, Greg. Hey, Jen, your low content publishing group, would that have information on that?
Yeah, it kind of depends on what kind of a book you're looking at producing, Greg. But I know several. Really? There's somebody's working outside. I'm not sure what's going on.
I thought maybe the dove was doing it.
Yeah, I know of several different groups, and I think they're not all just low content. I'll see if I can find those and maybe send them to you.
Thank you, Jen. That's really sweet of you. Brenda says working on launching an interview preparation package, getting ready, getting really close to being ready. We'll share it next Tuesday. Yes, please do, and we will do our duty to get that out for you. Kim says, Greg, search YouTube for self-publishing with Dale. He has a lot of useful information. Thank you, Kim. Kim actually has writers in her family, so she knows what she's doing. Greg
I've
says,
heard of that guy too.
Yeah, it's I love hearing what you guys know, because I'm like, what the heck is that? Greg says, Brenda, that's cool. People will need that information. And thank you, Kim. Brenda says, Greg, thanks. If you want to create an infographic or tips or instructions, I may be able to help you. I'll send you a sample. And then she has her email if you need it, Greg. Thank you, Brenda. That's very sweet of you. Very kind. So moving forward, let's feel free to keep in touch with each other. Feel free to definitely email me or touch base with me whenever you need to, and we will get through this. We will figure this out. I am one of the things that I am really looking into, and I talked to Jen about this actually right before the hour started, is one way to get products out really quickly for me, maybe to make those low content printables that I've never made before, but I can get them out quickly, and I can make them related to what's going on right now. And maybe I can tie it into your health and what's going on right now, which is all part of what we're living with right now. So not a sermon, just a thought, but if you were interested in that kind of thing, I am quite sure we can work something out with Jen. She does have her printable design school, so let me know. Carol says, thank you, Rachel and everyone. Carol, my friend, it was good to see you today. I hope you're doing well, and you are more than welcome. All right, does anyone have anything they want to chit-chat about before we wrap up? Any concerns, any frustrations, any just, hi, my dove is annoying my dog because I can't control the dove. Anything going on that you want to talk about? All right, guys.
Why are you throwing me under the bus, Rachel?
See, it's because you were so sassy. You're so sassy. Oh, I love you. Okay, folks. Well, we will see you guys next week then, and we will have Graphics with Ellen Finkelstein. And oh, so cute. See, my dogs don't love me enough to come on camera. But okay, well, I will see everyone next week. You know how to reach me if you need me. Take care, guys. We will get through this. If you have any concerns, please know that you can always come to our group. It's a safe space to chat or vent frustrations. Just no links because you guys know I'm really anal about that. All right, take care. Bye.